getting ready for one fight at a time.
No, as in the sense that you don't know anything about it, or it's not true?
Who?
The rumor. No, as in it's not true, or you don't know anything about it?
I just know about this fight.
Okay, what about Daniel Geale? Daniel Geale's a great fighter, a former world champion, and I use the word former loosely because in our reality, he's a great world champion. He's a world champion. Is there any expectations from you guys to live up to the performance that Golovkin had against Daniel Geale?
Well, Geale was a very tough opponent, and I think we needed somebody that would give us a good fight, and that's why I picked him. And I think it's a very competitive fight, and Geale is a tough guy, and I look forward to a good fight.
Okay, what happened with the 157 catch weight? Technically, anything above 154 to 160 is middleweight, but the fans had a little bit of they were a little bit roughed up because of the 154 catch weight. Where did that come from? Did that come from Cotto?
I don't think the fans give a shit. It's a fight.
Did that come from Cotto?
They agreed to it, so I don't know who negotiates that. I'm not a weight. I don't negotiate weight.
How anxious are you for this weekend or next weekend?
How interested am I?
Yeah,
I'm
how
very,
anxious are you?
I mean, I'm very anxious, ready to go.
What do you expect from Geale? Do you expect a tough fight? Because he's been in there with former world champions like Anthony Mundane, Darren Barker, Felix Stern. He's had great fights. He always leaves his heart in the ring. What do you expect from Geale? Do you expect anything less?
No, I expect a tough fight.
He's a very skillful fighter, very strong.
You're a big fan of his, I can tell. Are you related? Are you related?
No, just a big fan of boxing. I know Geale exactly. I watched his 2 fights against
I know him too. I know him.
Yeah, okay, well, we both scouted him pretty well.
He's a good guy.
Okay.
I picked him, so that's...
You picked him for a reason.
Yes, I did.
Okay, what do you see about Geale? He has speed, he has power, he has skill, he has movement. Movement has bothered Cotto in the past with Trout, for example. So how do you expect Cotto to change that?
I don't think you're right on the movement part. I don't think his movement's that great. He moves in straight lines, and that's forward. He likes to fight. He likes to exchange.
So he likes to exchange. So you expect a shootout. You expect a brawl, right?
Well, we might not get in a shootout with him, but the thing is, we're gonna outbox him.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
So if he sticks to boxing, you guys will definitely outbox him. Is that what you're saying?
I think we'll knock him out in the late rounds.
Do you have a number?
9. I like some rounds because we haven't fought for a year, so I would like to get some numbers up there, get some rounds. And Geale's a tough guy. I think he'll give it to us.
You know the fans will be measuring Cotto's performance against Geale to the one Golovkin gave against Geale. Does that matter to you guys?
Doesn't matter whatsoever. Just because one guy's an early starter and a good puncher early in fights, and maybe not so, he's a good puncher late in fights, you can't compare people like that. I mean, nobody's the same.
Okay, do you expect Golovkin, if Cotto fights Golovkin, what do you expect Cotto to bother the most Golovkin? What does Cotto have that will bother Golovkin the most?
We'll figure that out after this fight.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
We'll figure that one out too.
Thank you much, I appreciate it.
No, I'm not studying those guys. There's no need right now until after. We have one fight at a time, and this is what's in front of us. We'll break him down with the body shots. I do think we'll knock him out in the late rounds, but we'll see how it goes.
But you mentioned right now he goes a lot of, you're looking for a tough, durable guy that goes a lot around. Abel Sanchez told me the same thing about Geale. I mean, you're mentioning you guys are gonna more likely break him down for the later round. That's what he was looking for.
Well, Triple G, he's a fast starter. He punches well early, but he doesn't punch quite as well in the later rounds as he proved as we saw the other night. So I mean, he's a fast starter and he's very strong. But he got to him early, and he knocks a lot of guys out early. I mean, the thing is with him, he had, you wouldn't be really aggressive, and you want to box him in the hand in the early rounds and not getting too many exchanges with him until later rounds where he starts getting a little wider with his shots and he loops them a little bit more.
Going back to that, I know the focus right now remains on Geale. As far as you're not looking past them, obviously, but what do you see in Miguel's future? What are you guys planning?
Well, the thing is, I would love to fight Canelo next, and then that's my dream fight for him. And then whoever beats Canelo will probably go to Triple G next, because that's what's out there.
How do you think Miguel will be fighting? Being that it's he's fought plenty of times on the Puerto Rican Day, the eve of the Puerto Rican Day parade. How do you think it motivates him?
I think it motivates him quite a bit. I think he get the big boisterous crowd that knows boxing. I think he'll rise to the occasion. I think they'll help him up a little bit.
What sparring has you brought in to prepare for Geale?
Let me think. They're all here. I think they all were here just a minute ago.
Was Frankie Gomez part of it?
Yeah, Frankie Gomez, one of them. Frankie and him were really well together. Frankie was the guy who went last every day, the slowest, fastest guy. I thought it was him for a minute.
He was there a while ago.
He was here a while ago.
Yeah, but we had. We were going with 4 sparring partners every day, and yesterday we went 6 rounds, but the 3 days before that we went 10 rounds, and he's in great shape. And but the name of all the sparring partners, I have to ask someone to help me. Who are the sparring partners?
Alfonso Gomez and
Germany.
yeah, the other kid's name, hey, Brian. Sam Killick. German. He's a lot bigger.
And then who's the Australian kid?
What was the Australian kid?
Zapavinha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 33 and 2. Yeah. So we use them, and then Frankie Gomez.
Going back to Frankie Gomez, you've mentioned that he's one of your major talents. I mean, I know it was a disappointment he didn't get, but what do you see in this? Do you still think?
Well, I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on him, because that was kind of my fault. Because I've been spread so thin lately, So I was up in Northern California with Ramirez. Marvin was with Tapia in New Jersey. And I was spread so thin with all my guys, I didn't have anyone to send with him. And then he was supposed to take his strength coach with him, but that didn't happen. So he was there with nobody to help him make weight and so forth. And that was my fault. I called HBO and I told him that, don't blame Frankie so much for that fight. I said, but the problem was that he had that long layoff in between fights, and he put on too much weight. So that's a mistake he's not going to make anymore. We're not going to let him make anymore. So, I mean, next time he fights, he'll get 5 days off afterwards, and he'll be right back in the gym. Yeah, I think we learned our lesson, and he just finished training. He just went home, and he will spar tomorrow with, not with Miguel tomorrow, though. Miguel's got a couple guys in store for him, because we just going 6 rounds tomorrow. So, but Frankie Gomez, he's still a great prospect. He did well with Miguel. I mean, Miguel has a lot more experience and so forth. But Frankie's fast-handed, good combinations. It was fun to watch.
What can you expect from Miguel the night of the fight?
I expect him to shine out there. I expect him to go out there, break this guy down, work the body, and break him down, and hopefully we'll knock him out in the late rounds.